Hey guys, just going over some parts for the cargo bike. I'm probably going to end up putting this back on. This is what I made last year. I think this is good up to 120 amps or 200 amp. Yeah, I think this is 100 and 100, well 200 amp, which I'll never pull that much, but it's always good to have it. The solid state relay. One of the reasons why I use this is when I go to plug in the battery, I tend to screw up the Andersons because it arcs. I mean, I could add a bleeder or something like that you plug in before you plug the Anderson in, but I can't be bothered. This works much better. The only thing that will actually power up when you plug in the Anderson is the power supply, or the 79 volt to 12 volt power supply, which I'm just working out an LED here for a ride light. This is from an old projector, digital projector that I took apart last year. It's pretty bright too. This one here was from the black bike. This is the one that blew up. I had to fix the solder joints and it works now. But you don't actually have to use a DC to DC inverter. If you have anything over 50 volts, which most people do now, you can use a standard adapter like this. You can use a 12 volt, or this one here obviously is 19 volt, but you'd put the input would be in the AC side, and then it would come out DC, whatever the voltage is. These electronic power supplies work pretty good for that. A solid state, I should say. So you don't necessarily have to have this. You can have this as long as it's like a good 12 volt power supply will power up a light. So figured I'd share that. I'm sure everybody does that now. Anybody who's into modding e-bikes uses these now. I'm just using this. It's much easier. It's what it's designed for. I'm hoping to get this up and running again. I hope it still works. I haven't used it in over a year. I guess there's always one way to find out. We can power it up. Just give me a second. Well, this solid straight. This one here is designed for 12 volts in. Yeah, and how do I get that set up? Yeah, this is the 12 volts in, and then the output is right there. Okay, so we'll just quickly power it up. Still works, I guess. You can check it with the meter. I haven't used it in so long, I'm not even sure how to set it up. Guess we can do continuous. See if that works. Yep. Turn it off. Well, still works. Cool. So we'll be using that so we don't arc out the Andersons. What else do I got going here? Oh, I was thinking of using this, but then I saved these from the this one here is from the black e-bike. It's a digital meter that actually still works. I can show you it working. I think I had this powered up the other day, so I can quickly plug it in here. This will run off the full pack voltage. These are actually I'm saving them because they're getting harder and harder to find on eBay and everywhere else. But power it up like that. If I drop 30 volts into it, I get absolutely nothing. Just checking my wires here. Put you down again. Had it hooked up to the wrong wire. Alright, now it should work. There we go. It's not enough to power it up, but the backlight works. I'm going to try the battery pack. Yeah, when you drop anything over 50 volts, it springs to life. It's got something blinking in red there in Chinese. Believe it or not, that's how it came with the e-bike. Really supposed to understand what that is. It's not even in English. But that's the one that came with the Ninja e-bike from Rider Solutions. It's the original one. I can show you what the other one looks like. This one's older, really old school. I believe this one here I originally bought off of eBay years ago. Still works. So, like I said, I'm saving them for a special mod. So like I said, they're getting harder and harder to get a hold of, and every time I get an old e-bike, I rip them out. That's about it. I guess actually just show you quickly how bright this light is. It just barely makes it, turns on with 32 volts. But that is pretty bright for street use. I don't think I will need a fan on it, but I do have a little fan I can put on the back of it, but then I'd have to add a 12 volts lead. I'd rather just have one big ass heatsink to cool it as you're riding, but that's more than adequate for the road. Single, small little light, as long as it's fired down, because that will literally blind people. That's bright, wow. But it runs pretty good off of that. It gets pretty warm too. The other update I will probably give you. Actually, I'll wait. It's night now. I'll wait until morning, and then I'll show you what I did with the. I mounted the controller on the frame special way, and I'll show you what it looks like. Yeah, guys, I decided to bring it in. It's a little cooler inside. It's supposed to warm up in the next couple of days anyway. I won't be using it. The controller I mounted under the swing arm that separates both bikes. I used a copper strips, bent them and tapped them out for each side. There's just pretty much hangs down. This side only goes down to about there, where this side goes all the way down to the bottom of the bracket to keep it from swaying. But it does work. I've already tested it. I've had to extend the phase wires. They ended right about there. And I didn't feel like putting the controller here because it'd be hitting my leg and everything else. That's actually a perfect place for it. It's totally out of the way there. The battery goes on top, so that'll work out pretty good. So I got all the wiring done. I had the double phase wire. There's 2 wires per phase, just like we have here, and to handle much of the load with the amps anyway. I tried the quick release on the back. Works pretty good. You only have to take out the 2 Allen keys on the bottom, and the rest is just quick release, and it comes off in one piece. Couldn't get better than that. The only thing I would like to do is, if I would like to take it off without a tool, I would like to use maybe 2 butterfly bolts on the bottom. But other than that, it turned out the way I wanted it to. So I can pretty much bolt around like this if I wanted to with the battery here. Or I can put that on it. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to put the regulator. Let me know if that works. Put it right there, like that. Tap 2 holes and drop it in there like that. It's totally out of the way. Nice and clean looking too. We'll see. And last but not least is the soft start. It's got to be somewhere where it can breathe. Yeah, no, I can't go there because you get the bar coming down. We'll figure out a place for it. No hurry for that. But I figured I'd give you an update. That's all I've been doing is just the controller and doing some of the basic wiring. Getting the battery ready. Doing the wiring harnesses. I got the small booster pack done. It's ready to go. Balance leads inside the pack are done. I'm only going to be using that when I use the back carrier, obviously, because it's going to be hooking to the side like that. Unless I was to put the battery on top and then put that on top of the battery. But then so I'll be strapped down. We'll see. The forks apparently are coming in. There's a hold up. I've already talked with the boss. If the forks don't match up or it doesn't work out the way I want, we're going to replace the whole front end of the bike with a new one. That means new forks and everything. I mean, I can pick up a new bike for like $150. So, shipped from Walmart. And that's with a new set of steel forks on the front. So I'm not how to deal with this crap any longer. But I figured I'd give you an update. Later, guys.